Hello everyone, bringing you a video in addition to the usual upload schedule today, and this could really go under the heading of frequently asked questions, and it is of course the question, have I ever served? Now the short answer is no, and for those who don't want to hear the longer story regarding this, there's your answer. I haven't served in the military. The longer answer is the closest I got was an officer cadet at university. And the reason for this is that the British military, I've come to learn, do not accept people who suffer from nut allergies, which I do, unfortunately, and not a particularly serious one. I no longer carry any medication. I have my own ways of dealing with it if I do accidentally ingest a nut. Haven't had a reaction for the past 10 years. Or maybe not quite 10 years, but anyway, that's by the by. As I say, the closest I got was as an officer cadet at university at Southampton. Southampton University Royal Navy unit. And I did get some of the benefits of that. I got to go to Britannia Royal Naval College at Dartmouth for a couple of training weekends, which was excellent. I got to see the college in the way that a civilian wouldn't normally. And therefore, I count myself lucky, and at least I did get to do that. My dreams weren't, some of the things I'd aspired to. I did at least get a little taste of, which was good. I did enjoy that very much. But when the nut allergy issue came up, I was actually about a year into the sort of application process at this stage. It wasn't until my first year at uni that this became an issue. It was decided that, well, it wasn't decided that I wouldn't go to sea on HMS Blazer, which was the P2000, the patrol boat that was part of the Southampton University Royal Navy unit. It wasn't decided that I shouldn't. It was just questioned, and they were not particularly happy about the idea of me even going to sea aboard that, which puzzled me a little bit because, as I say, at that point I hadn't had a reaction and it wasn't serious anyway. But there's just sort of a blanket ban. So I decided in my second year that there were people waiting in the wings who were sort of associate members, I guess you'd say, of the University Royal Navy unit, there were always more interested parties than there were places for officer cadets. There were people waiting in the wings who, the whole point of them being there was in case someone dropped out and they could then become an officer cadet. And I thought, well, I'm not going to get best benefit from this because I can't join the Royal Navy at the end of all this, so I'll bow out and someone else can get the benefits, which I think in hindsight, from my own point of view, was a mistake. I think that was a silly thing to do. I should have stayed in for the full 3 years of uni and got the best experience from it I could have done. But at the time, I was a bit hacked off with the whole situation. So anyway, that's the closest I got, was an officer cadet at university. As I say, I did get some of the benefits from that. Since then, I have been back to the recruiting office to see if reserves have a different standard. I did also try my hand at the Royal Fleet Auxiliary, and they have a similar rule as well, and they were not happy with the idea of having someone with a nut allergy serving. So there it is. The Royal Fleet Auxiliary, for those who don't know, is the civilian support element of the Royal Navy. They man the tankers and the logistics vessels and so forth that allow Britain to have an international, a globe-spanning naval presence. So they weren't happy either. I have been back. It's quite frustrating, really, because when working with the police at the local police station, I had a chap try and interest me in the Royal Military Police Reserve and various things, and I've just had to say to people, like, I can't. I've got a nut allergy. I'm barred from military service, which is a shame because otherwise I'm a relatively fit young man. I don't have any other eyesight's a bit dodgy, but other than that, I'm with glasses I'm fine. For long distance, otherwise I'm a fit and healthy young man, but that is. That's the rule that's in place. So anyway, that's the long-winded story of have I served? No, here's the reasons why. And hopefully that's of interest to those who've been asking. And it just gives the full breakdown of that situation. And what it's led to is the interest in military history, which I had that anyway, but sort of the immersion in military history, which you see, the militaria and so forth, which has led to the channel being what it is. So there we are. That's the story of that, and hopefully that's answered the questions which people have had regarding my military service or lack thereof.